Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm JOÁO LIMA. First of all, let me wish you Happy New Year. I hope that you have a wonderful year, that you fulfill all your goals that you have for this year, all the success, all the health, and that we finally can turn the page in during of this pandemic. Let's hope for it. With that being said, I want to talk about the amazing discoveries, the amazing pickups that I made in terms of designer fragrances. And I have here quite a few fragrances, but 4 of them are from the same brand. And with that being said, I will mention all of these fragrances in a no specific order. And also just a disclaimer, I will not mention any new designer releases because quite honestly the majority of them were very disappointing. So that said, the first fragrance that I want to talk about, and it was amazing, I wanted to say an amazing discovery, but actually I already knew about this fragrance like a couple of years ago, but I finally grabbed a full bottle of it and it's so good. I think it's even better than I remember back then. And it's from House of Bvlgari, and it is Bvlgari Eau Thé Noir. This is from their tea collection. This is a 150 ml. I mean, this is a beautiful bottle presentation, I will tell you. This for me is a very unique combination of black tea, rose, oud. And it's a bit fruity as well. It has a fruitiness like berries in here, red berries. It's amazing. It's very festive. It feels very festive, very mysterious at the same time. It's very outgoing because it's sweet, not overly sweet. Here the black tea has a smoky nuance, hence the mysterious vibes. And the oud here, I mean, it's not very prominent, but it has this dark woody accord, but I will not say that it's like real oud. Nonetheless, this is an outstanding scent. This is an eau de cologne, but lasts the entire day. I'm very surprised about the performance of this one. It's really incredible, very sensual, it's unisex, and it's very underrated. It's from House of Bvlgari, it's Eau Thé Noir. The next fragrance is from House of Aramis, and it is Tobacco Reserve. Now, I know this is very hard. It's quite hard to find. I think this might be discontinued, unfortunately, because this is a terrific tobacco fragrance. And honestly, this is probably the best designer tobacco scent that I smelled. Even better than Pure Van, I will tell you. Pure Van, I mean, it's great, it's amazing. Also, I think it's discontinued. Pure Van is great, but it's very sweet. You need to have a sweet tooth to appreciate that one. And because of the sweetness, it has a playfulness in it. This is more serious, this is more gentlemanly. This combines the old school accords of the original Aramis and adding more sweeter, a bit sweet, let's say, bit sweeter notes of tobacco. It has a touch also of like cinnamon. It's ambery and it's amazing. It's very woodsy and it still maintains the DNA of the original Aramis, but it's a more modernized version of it. It's incredible. It smells like expensive, let's say. None of this scent is scratchy. Nothing of this fragrance is scratchy. It's loud, not at all. It's very well done, very well blended. And if you can find a bottle of this one, grab it. Of course, you need to enjoy more masculine tobacco fragrances, but again, this is more of a sweet, modern sweet tobacco accord in here. But it's not overly sweet. It's not as sweet as Pure Van, for example, and it's very different from Pure Van and at first place. So This is on its own league, and it's a great scent. Again, very mature, masculine, very elegant, and it has great performance. Sad that it's discontinued. Nonetheless, I think it's still available on the online discounters. So I mean, you need to search, but if you can find it, just go for it. Grab the bottle. Again, this is not worth it, like high price tag. Don't pay more than 70 euros for this one, but nonetheless, if you can find for that price tag, go for it. It's Aramis Tobacco Reserve, an amazing tobacco scent. The next fragrance, it's from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, and it is the one Mysterious Night. This scent is unbelievably amazing. This is really good. I mean, incredible. I have yet to try the newer version, the new fragrance of this line, this more oriental line. I think it's the Luminous Night. It has like a blue bottle, but this one is incredible. This adds saffron and rose and oud to the original DNA of the one. It's amazing. It's simply perfect. It's my favorite version of the one. Basically, it's the one Eau de Parfum, which was my favorite before this version. So basically, take the original, the Eau de Parfum DNA, adding lots of saffron, rose, and a touch of oud. Amazing. And the end result is magic. So damn good. The rose here, it's jammy, it's sweet, but you have the saffron in here. It's through the roof. It's great. It's a fantastic scent. If you like rose, if you like the DNA of Dolce & Gabbana, the one, I think this is a winner for you. Again, another scent that it's not readily available, unfortunately, but it's out there. You can find it and grab a bottle. It's really worth it. It's Mysterious Night by Dolce & Gabbana. Next fragrance that I have here, it's very underrated, from the house of S.T.Dupont. This was a blind buy, and it was a great blind buy. It is Noble Wood, this one right here. I like the bottle presentation. It's very simple, but it's very heavy. Noble Wood, it's like the name implies, it's all about woods. It's spicy, it's a bit creamy, it has cedar wood, has sandalwood, it has vanilla, it's peppery, and it's simply amazing. And it's so well done. So well done. This is sweet, creamy, not overly sweet, but it has a sweetness in here, creamy, woodsy, very woodsy, spicy scent. Perfect for date nights, great performance. This leans more into the masculine side because of the woods, which are very prominent in here. This has also an earthiness in here as well, but it's quite unique for me. Although I saw at Parfumo, and I think people were saying that this was, or this shared similarities with a fragrance from Latafa, but I don't recall the name. I think it's Latafa or Swiss Arabian, one of those houses. And I think they share similarities with a fragrance from one of those houses, but I will leave the image here so you can see it. But I don't know, because I never smelled that fragrance in the first place, so I don't know. But for me, this is very unique nonetheless. High quality fragrance, very affordable. I paid 32 euros at Notino for this one. And it's completely pays off, because this is a 100 ml and the quality, it's really incredible. Nothing is scratchy in here. It doesn't smell cheap, doesn't smell overly synthetic. It's just right, done right, and it's price tag, it's perfect. Noble Wood, amazing, perfect for colder weather, great performance, perfect for date night, and it's also perfect for night out events. I mean, more outgoing events. Even if you are feeling more avant-garde, if you want to shine, I think this will work wonderfully because this has a performance for that. Yeah, great scent, really great fragrance. From the house of S.T.Dupont, it's Noble Wood. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Cartier, and this is an oldie already for me. I already know this fragrance, I'm already familiarized with this fragrance, but I need to grab a second bottle. It is Déclaration d'un Soir, this one right here. Now, when I first tried this fragrance, I was really at the beginning of my fragrance journey. And I think I wasn't ready to appreciate this one. While I had it, I wore it sometimes, but I was just not feeling it. I think I was not very into rose fragrances back then, and for me it was a bit off. But when I smelled it again, it was completely different. I mean, I completely fell in love with it, and I needed to grab a bottle, and here it is. And this fragrance, it's basically you are taking the original Declaration DNA with the spices, with the cardamom, with the cumin, and you are adding this sparkly rose with musk. It's simply to die for. It's a very elegant, clean, very gentlemanly, refined fragrance. It's incredible. It's sparkly, it's so sparkly. This fragrance is just incredible. The best rose fragrance for men in the designer side of things, definitely, hands down. And I absolutely love it. It's one of the best from Cartier, definitely. It's a fantastic scent. Again, I don't know if this is discontinued or not, actually, but I think it's still available in the online discounters at least, and it's quite affordable. I paid this like 40 euros for a 100 ml bottle size like this. It's completely worth it. If you love rose, if you love spicy rose fragrances, I think this is a must-have. Cartier Déclaration d'un Soir. Next fragrance is from the house of Chanel, a masterpiece. Number 19, Eau de Parfum. Wow. This is so good. Oh, man. The best green fragrance that you can buy. Gabbana, jasmine, iris, lily of the valley. It has some woods in the base. And the end result, it's a magical scent. This is perfect for spring, of course. This screams spring, but I think this is very versatile in the end, because this is not just too much, you know. It's not overly intense in the galbanum, in the green accords. Yes, this is a green scent, but it's a Chanel, so it will be very polished, it will be very elegant, it will be very refined again. And Chanel does elegant fragrances like any other brand, so this is an elegant green fragrance, which is a bit hard to come by. This is amazing, and the iris in here also is amazing. It gives the sensuality. This is also quite sensual because of the iris in here, which is just to die for. I love iris in first place, so that explains why I love this fragrance so much. Also, I already did my favorite green fragrances video. Feel free to check that video out if you are searching for other green fragrances. This is one of the best, definitely, and it was a great buy, a great discovery, although I already knew about this fragrance a bit before, but not as much as I know now. So it's a great discovery. It's a great highlight of my designer journey of last year, 2021. It's a jewel already in my collection. It's Chanel number 19 Eau de Parfum. The next fragrance is from House of Gucci, and it is Gucci Guilty Absolute. Now this, I think this is discontinued, but it's still available out there. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I mean, the majority of these fragrances either are discontinued or hard to find. But again, nowadays the designer fragrances that are being released are just crap. I'm sorry. I mean, there was a couple of fragrances that I really did enjoy, and maybe I will grab a full bottle. First one is from Dolce Gabbana actually, and it's the new light blue version, which has the most realistic, juicy grapefruit opening. I absolutely love that opening. It seems like, it smells like an Hermès or Guerlain from the Aqua Liguria collection. It's simply amazing. I was very surprised with that fragrance. And another scent, it was from the house of Bvlgari, which is Terrae something. Well, it's Terrae something. And actually that also really surprised me. It's a nice woodsy, a bit creamy scent. It goes in the realm of noble wood a bit, but I think it has more cedarwood in there, at least in for my nose. But that fragrance actually smells really nice. The Terrae from Bvlgari and Dolce Gabbana Light Blue. Those two were the only fragrances, and are the only fragrances, that I am considering a full bottle. The rest, it's just not good enough. It's just not worth of my time. Not that I'm being snob, it's just my taste. I mean, I have way too many fragrances, and I don't see the need to add more fragrances that I will think that are redundant. I mean, Sauvage, Elixir, it's just okay. And what more? So many others that now I don't recall, but honestly, they are just forgettable. Flankers after flankers, so, and all of them, again, very forgettable. So again, it's not that I don't want to enjoy them, it's just not the new fragrance releases in the designer side. It's very forgettable, the vast majority of them. So that's why I'm featuring more hidden gems. I'm featuring more discontinued, or at least officially discontinued, but still available in the online discounters. Or I'm also featuring harder to find fragrances, designer fragrances, because they are more into my taste. I find them more unique. And maybe that's why they are discontinued and hard to find in the first place, because they are not mass appealing. They are not your typical aquatic, your typical blue fragrance, your typical just fresh, clean fragrance. Talking about fresh, clean, now I'm thinking about H24 from Hermès, which was decent, but it's too thin, it's just too boring. Although there's a place in time for that fragrance. So I don't know, maybe I will buy a full bottle of H24. Not right now. I need to try it more. So we will see. But these three, okay, I will mention also, and I will also say that maybe H24 will be another scent that I might add to the collection, but it wasn't low at first sniff, not at all. So yeah, with that being said, let's now talk about Gucci Guilty Absolute, which is a fantastic leather fragrance. This is very industrial, this is very harsh, this is smoky, and vetiver. This is a very masculine fragrance. I mean, I'm very surprised that a designer house release a fragrance like this. This is like an 80s powerhouse, but in the 21st century. But this is amazing. Again, not for everyone. When I first tried this fragrance, when it was first released, I mean, I completely hated this fragrance. But now I love it to the point to have a full bottle. I love leathers, and this is so well done. But again, it's very smoky, industrial leather with heavy dose of vetiver. So again, not for everyone. Very masculine, very rugged scent. but it's amazing. One of the best leathers that I have, definitely. It's Gucci Guilty Absolute. And finally, I have here 4 fragrances from the same brand, Hermès. Last year was the year of Hermès for me. It's where I discovered in a deep level Hermès, and I could have mentioned all of the purchases that all the fragrances that I got, but well, I will just mention 4 of them, which is already a lot. So the first one is L'Ambre de Merveilles. Now I also have Bleu de Merveilles and also have Elixir de Merveilles. This is a very underrated line to start. This is unisex for me. I don't find it too feminine. This is a fantastic amber scent. It's amber, it's musky, it's floral, and it's done to perfection. This amber, it's not your typical sweet, too sticky, gooey amber. No, this is more elegant. There's also like a pattern in elegance in here, but this is actually quite elegant. Yes, it's still sweet. It still has gooiness, but it's not too much. It's not too sticky. It's just well-rounded, and then you have the muskiness, the floral nuances that help balance the sweetness. It's a great scent right here, and you don't see amber fragrances in the designer realm that often, and this is, I think, the best in that genre. Very well done amber, perfect for date night. It's very sensual, this is very sexy, and it's very cozy at the same time. I mean, it's a unique amber scent. It's L'Ambre de Merveilles from Hermès. And the next fragrance that I want to mention here, it's a citrus. It's in the cologne collection of Hermès, and this is for me the best orange scent. It is Concentré d'Orange Vert. This one right here, and this is already a classic. I think this was released already 20 years ago or more. This is the most realistic orange fragrance. Oh man, it smells like the entire orange fruit with the peel. It's amazing. This screams summertime, and it's so natural smelling, so realistic. I don't have any issues with performance regarding this fragrance. I think this is an eau de toilette concentration. The other fragrances from this line, they are all eau de cologne, and I have some others, Pamplemousse Rose, Mandarin Ambre, which is also amazing, very unique, a combination of Mandarin Orange and Amber, but the performance, it's lacking actually. And then you have Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate, which is a very unique rhubarb scent, but I chose this one because, well, it was the first fragrance that I bought from this cologne collection, and also it's my favorite orange scent. I mean, better than the Atelier Cologne, better than any other orange fragrance that you can think of. I think if you want a pure orange fruit, this is the one. It's Concentré d'Orange Vert from Hermès. The next fragrance here is Bel Ami Vetiver. Wow, amazing leather vetiver fragrance. This is, for me, very different from the original Bel Ami, which I don't have, but I have Pure Distance M, which, I mean, it shares similarities. Bel Ami, it's very spicy and it's leathery. Pure Distance M, it's also spicy and leathery. It's more smoky and it's more intense. Bel Ami Vetiver, it's dry, very dry, leather and vetiver. Amazing, masculine, gentlemanly, mature, but still versatile. Perfect for springtime, perfect for fall weather as well. Also for cold weather, maybe too much for summer, because this still lasts and this is still intense in its own way, because after all, vetiver and leather are intense notes in themselves. So I think this is still a bit too much for summer, but other than that, I think this is quite versatile. This can be signature scent worthy, aside the warm weather, but I finally have this one. I already knew about this fragrance. I already tried this fragrance before, briefly, and now I have it, and I bought this last year, of course, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. If you want a true masculine chypre fragrance, check this one out. Bel-Ami Vetiver. And last but definitely not least, and this is actually my scent of the day, as in 1st of January. It's from the Hermès collection, and this fragrance is my first from this private collection of Hermès. I hope to add Ambre Narguilé soon. I absolutely love that fragrance. Also, Épice Marine, it's another stunning scent, but this one is my favorite. Cuir d'Ange. Cuir d'Ange is my favorite leather fragrance. First of all, I love the bottle presentation, and Cuir d'Ange, it's magical. It's the best leather. It's very salty, dry, a bit dusty, realistic leather, brown leather. Oh man, this is amazing. Definitely the best leather, very long lasting, great performance. Actually might be the fragrance that has the best performance of this line. Well, Ambre Narguilé also lasts, because I remember, from what I remember when I tested that fragrance last year, it still lasted me quite a while, but this one lasted more. This has better performance in the end, because again, leather is an intense accord, so that's why, hence the great performance. This fragrance is a leather like any other that you will try, so I highly advise you to sample this fragrance, because it's really worth it, especially if you love leather. It's a very elegant, very unique leather scent. It's really in a different league. Cuir d'Ange from Hermès. Finishing this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what are your designer highlights of last year? What are your favorite designer fragrances from last year? Again, they don't need to be new releases, just fragrances that you discovered, that you pick up, that fragrances that you already knew of and you wanted to buy them. Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.